Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack some really interesting source material today.
That's right.
And we're starting with a pretty dramatic statement. They built a cage. We built an ark.
Yeah, that one definitely grabs your attention. It's from Metallicus. They call themselves a digital banking network.
Exactly. And that phrase, it's not just, marketing fluff. It seems to be the absolute core of what they're proposing.
It really sets the tone. So our material today, it's mostly from a piece called Metallicus, the Digital Banking Network, Building Freedom. The author is Marshall Hayner. He's the CEO.
Right. And we've also got a social media post from him dated July 12, 2025.
Correct.
So our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is to really get into what Metallicus means by the cage. What's the problem they see in today's financial world?
And then the flip side, what is this arc they're building? How is it supposed to be different?
Exactly. How does it aim to offer wealth preservation, education, freedom? We need to look at the actual pieces they're talking about, like decentralized identity, financial literacy.
See what it all might actually mean for you, the listener.
Okay, so let's start with the cage. What is it, according to Metallicus?
Well, fundamentally, they're looking at the current financial world and saying, look, too many systems are designed to extract rather than empower. That's a direct quote.
Extract rather than empower. Okay.
Yes.
That's a pretty strong starting point.
It is. They're essentially critiquing the whole structure.
And they don't really hold back, do they? The source calls it a wealth extraction system that encouraged degeneracy. It's quite a phrase.
It's very strong language, yeah. Degeneracy. They link it to the system itself.
So what are the mechanics of this cage? What makes it a cage in their view?
They point to a few things. The system being rooted in debt, speculation, and dependence. That's the foundation they see.
Debt, speculation, dependence, okay?
And think about how users interact with it. They argue users are often commodified, sort of pushed into a cycle of reckless behavior.
Reckless behavior, like maybe taking on too much debt or chasing speculative bubbles.
Exactly. And crucially, they say the risk involved is often concealed in complexity and fine print. It's not transparent.
Ah, the fine print. We all know that feeling, right? Clicking agree on something miles long.
Mm-hmm. And they give concrete examples. Things like debt traps, speculative hype, even surveillance-driven platforms.
So it's this combination of complex, maybe opaque systems encouraging risky behavior and ultimately benefiting the system more than the individual user. Is that the idea?
That seems to be the core of the critique, yes. That these systems are, in their view, fundamentally broken. They foster the wrong behaviors, lack transparency.
And end up extracting value.
Precisely. Extracting, not empowering. That's the cage.
Okay, that's a clear, if pretty damning, picture of the problem they see. So naturally, they propose a solution, the ark.
Right, the alternative path.
How do they describe this ark? What's it supposed to be?
They call it a decentralized, values-driven ecosystem. So decentralization is key, and it's built on specific values.
In its purpose.
Stated very clearly. Wealth preservation, education, and freedom. And they use this powerful imagery again, calling it a system designed to survive storms, a true ark for the flood.
Survive storms. That implies a certain fragility in the current system, doesn't it? Like it won't survive the storm or the flood, as they put it.
It certainly suggests that, yes, a need for resilience that they believe the current setup lacks. How does the ark actually build that resilience, though? What's different?
Well, the sources draw direct contrasts.
Yeah.
Where they see the cage promoting degeneracy.
The ark promotes discipline.
Right, a fundamental shift in ethos. Mm-hmm. And where the cage extracts value from users.
The ark helps individuals build value for themselves. It's about self-building, self-sovereignty.
And instead of risk being hidden or obscured,
they offer clarity, transparency, and trust. It's aiming for the complete opposite experience.
So it's much bigger than just, faster payments or a slicker app.
Oh, definitely. They stated explicitly. This isn't just about digital money. It's about the digital future we want to live in.
Wow. So they're really aiming high here. Building what's next, as they say. An ecosystem based on sovereignty, resilience, and truth. Not just patching up old problems.
That's the stated ambition. It's about a new foundation, not just a renovation. And they do outline how they plan to build it. They talk about specific pillars.
Okay, good. Let's get into the specifics. What are these pillars holding up the ark?
There are four main ones they highlight. Foundational elements.
First one.
First up is decentralized identity. The idea here is that you control your own digital identity, your data. It's not held by some central company or platform.
Right, so shifting control away from big tech or other central bodies, putting the keys in your hands, so to speak.
Exactly. You own and manage your digital self.
Okay, makes sense. Pillar number 2.
Secure self-custody. This ties in closely. It means you hold your own digital assets directly. You control the private keys.
So no intermediary bank or custodian needed in the same way. You are your own bank, in a sense.
In essence, yes. It removes that layer of dependency, and they argue risk. More control, more security in your hands.
That definitely speaks to that sovereignty theme. Okay, what's pillar 3?
Number 3 is financial literacy. And this is crucial, isn't it? They recognize that just building the tech isn't enough.
Right. People need to understand how to use it, how this new landscape works.
Precisely.
Yeah.
They want to empower users with knowledge so they can make informed decisions. It connects back to that idea of discipline over degeneracy. You need understanding to be disciplined.
So providing the tools and the knowledge seems vital. And the last pillar.
The 4th one is interoperability and openness. Basically, ensuring their system can connect and work with other systems and technologies.
So avoiding becoming just another isolated silo.
Exactly. They want it to be part of a larger connected digital ecosystem, not a walled garden.
Okay, so those 4 pillars: decentralized identity, secure self-custody, financial literacy, and interoperability. That's the framework for the Ark.
That's what they present as the foundation, yeah. Designed to counter the problems they see in the cage.
Now, you mentioned that phrase earlier, the flood is coming, we're building the Ark. Let's touch on that urgency again. What's the takeaway there?
Well, it clearly signals a belief, maybe a conviction, that some kind of major challenge or disruption is on the horizon for the financial system.
A flood could be economic, systemic. They don't specify exactly, but the implication is serious.
It implies the current structures are vulnerable, maybe unsustainable, and the Ark isn't just a nice-to-have, it's presented as a necessary vessel for weathering that storm. A proactive measure.
It's a strong call to action, really. A warning, almost.
Definitely carries that weight.
So, bringing this back to you, listening now, does this whole idea of a financial cage resonate at all? When you think about, complex terms, hidden fees, maybe the pressure to keep spending or investing in things you don't fully grasp.
Yeah, do any parts of that critique feel familiar from your own experiences?
And then thinking about the Ark, how might those specific features we discussed, like holding your own assets directly with self-custody or controlling your own data via decentralized ID, how could that potentially change things for you?
Could that offer more control, more transparency, maybe a different path to preserving or building wealth?
Yeah.
What does that phrase, build value for yourself, actually mean in practice for you?
It's a lot to think about. We've really unpacked this core metaphor from Metallicus today, this stark contrast between the cage and the Ark.
The cage representing, in their view, extraction, complexity, dependence.
And the Ark representing empowerment, transparency, self-sovereignty, resilience. It's a fundamental disagreement about how financial systems ought to work.
A real philosophical split.
So here's a final thought to leave you with. If financial freedom really is about escaping this cage and maybe getting on board the Ark, what does that mean for you personally?
Right. It's probably not just about adopting new tech, is it? The sources emphasize things like discipline and financial literacy. How important are those personal elements, that understanding and self-control, in truly navigating whatever flood might be coming?
How much responsibility falls on the individual to cultivate those things, to really achieve that financial sovereignty they're talking about? Something to consider.